Many dog owners think they're taking good care of their dogs, but without realizing it, they feed foods that can be very harmful. That leads to digestive problems, pain, vet visits, and in some cases, emergency care. Do you want to make sure you are not making that mistake? In this video, I'm going to show you the 14 worst foods you might be giving your dog and what to do to keep them healthy and safe every day. Cooked bones. They may look natural, but once cooked bones turn brittle and splinter into sharp shards. They can cut gums, puncture the esophagus, or even tear the intestines. Even small pieces can get stuck and end up in emergency surgery. Is it really worth handing over the roast bone just to see your dog happy for a couple of minutes? If you want the benefits without playing roulette, choose single-ingredient dehydrated chews approved by your vet, or durable rubber toys you can stuff and freeze. The rule is simple. If it's cooked, don't give it to your dog. That leftover treat can turn into a vet bill over $1,000. Heads up on the next classic treat, because you can find it in almost any pet store. Rawhide bones. For years, this type of bone has been sold as a long-lasting chew, but rawhide is a chemically processed byproduct that softens into rubbery sheets that are easy to swallow. What is the problem? Many dogs gulp those rubbery slabs in chunks, which creates a choking risk or intestinal blockages. They digest poorly, so they can sit in the stomach for hours and cause vomiting, dangerous bloat, or blockages that end in the operating room. If you want to give your dog a treat, switch to dehydrated tendons, dried fish skin, or collagen sticks that break apart safely. If your dog is a powerful chewer, rotate those with hard rubber toys and always supervise. And if rawhide already made you hesitate, wait until you hear this about another classic that looks harmless: pig ears. They seem old school and satisfying, but they hide several risks you should know. Many dogs swallow large, soft pieces, which causes vomiting and diarrhea, and insensitive dogs can trigger pancreatitis. Excess fat is a double problem. In the short term, it inflames the pancreas, and in the long term, it drives weight gain. If your dog lives for animal chews, go for leaner and safer alternatives like dehydrated beef trachea, oven-baked rabbit ears with no added fat, or single-ingredient treats from audited suppliers. I also recommend adjusting the portion to your dog's size and daily calories. Now let's move on to a danger that comes straight from your fridge: dairy. Yogurt, milk, and cheese look harmless, but many dogs are lactose intolerant. Without enough lactase, milk sugars ferment and cause gas, cramps, and diarrhea. On top of that, soft cheeses are fat bombs that can set off pancreatitis. Want to use cheese as positive reinforcement? Use lactose-free dog treats or tiny cubes of cooked lean meat. For a summer treat, freeze mashed banana or pumpkin with water, or goat's milk kefir if your dog tolerates it. Your dog doesn't need dairy to be happy, and many improve when you avoid it. Be careful with the food I'm about to mention next. Avocado. Avocado is a nutritional star for people, yet it gets complicated with dogs. The pit and the skin are choking risks, and the leaves and bark contain more persil. The flesh is very fatty, and some dogs tolerate a tiny amount, but others vomit or get diarrhea after eating it. Looking for healthy fats? Then choose sardines in water, a small splash of salmon oil, or hydrated chia seeds. And the problem is not always toxins or fats. Sometimes the danger is how hard the chew is. Cow hooves. They are extremely hard, and that is the problem. They wear down enamel, crack molars, and can even fracture teeth. If your dog is an intense chewer, the hoof can splinter into fragments that cut their gums or get lodged in the throat. What's the easiest way to choose a safe chew? Use this simple rule. If you can't press it with your thumbnail and leave a mark, it's too hard for your dog. Instead of hooves, choose natural and safe options like dehydrated beef trachea, rabbit ears with no additives, beef tendons, or dried fish skin. All of them deliver chewing satisfaction without putting their teeth at risk. Now watch out for the next food, because you'll find it in most kitchens: nutmeg. This popular holiday spice can create a big problem for your dog. Nutmeg contains myristicin, which acts on the nervous system. In dogs, it can cause disorientation, tremors, rapid heartbeat, and, at high doses, seizures. If your dog steals a piece of cake or cookie with nutmeg, they will be getting a toxic spice and also a load of sugar and fat that can turn into a dangerous digestive cocktail. Keep cakes out of reach and train the leave-it cue well. Want to bake for your dog? It is better to make cookies with pumpkin, oat flour, and peanut butter with no xylitol. Since we're on kitchen ingredients, here's a quick roundup of the best-known toxins that still send dogs to the emergency room. Deadly classics you should not forget. They are famous for a reason, and they still send dogs to emergency rooms every week. Take note, chocolate contains the obromine, which is more concentrated in dark and baking chocolate. Grapes and raisins can cause acute kidney failure in small amounts. Onions and garlic damage red blood cells and cause anemia. Alcohol and caffeine are a hard no. They throw vital systems off balance and can end in seizures or collapse. And xylitol, which is found in chewing gum, mints, and some peanut butters and baked goods, can crash blood sugar in minutes and damage the liver. All right, Let's move on to another seemingly harmless food that fools many owners: macadamia nuts. They are small yet dangerous. With just a few, some dogs can show weakness, hind leg tremors, vomiting, and overheating. The worst part is that we don't know exactly which compound causes the reaction, so you can't predict who will be affected or how severe it will be. Do you really want to risk it for a bowl of mixed nuts on the coffee table? Prevention is key. No macadamias in bowls within reach, and none in baked goods or nut butters. Speaking of curious risks, the next one looks harmless until you know the danger: raw yeast dough. Once it hits your dog's warm stomach, raw dough keeps fermenting and swells. It expands like a balloon, stretches the stomach wall, and can trigger dangerous bloat. Fermentation also produces alcohol that enters the bloodstream and makes your dog intoxicated from the inside. Symptoms can appear within minutes: a bloated belly, unsteadiness, vomiting, disorientation, and even collapse. It's rare for your dog to get into raw dough, but in kitchens and outdoor gatherings there are always risks. Protect the bowls while the dough rises inside a microwave or an oven that is turned off, and close the trash securely. If raw dough is sneaky, salty snacks are not far behind. Very salty foods, potato chips, pretzels, beef jerky for humans, and bouillon cubes are all loaded with salt. Dogs don't always drink enough water to balance it. The problem is that too much sodium causes vomiting and diarrhea, and in high amounts it can lead to tremors, seizures, and even serious kidney issues. If you want to give your dog a treat, choose plain cooked chicken or turkey without seasonings, cut into tiny pieces. Those salty crackers may be delicious for you, yet they are not a good food for your pet. If salt can already be risky, spoiled food is even worse. Moldy or spoiled food. To them, compost, trash bags, or picnic leftovers feel like buried treasure, even though they hide a lot of risks. The mold that grows on bread or fruit produces mycotoxins that can cause drooling, staggering, tremors, and even seizures. Spoiled meats and mayonnaise-based salads carry bacterial loads that wreck the gut and may require hospitalization for dehydration. To prevent scares, seal the compost, use dog-proof trash cans, and practice the drop-it cue. It also helps to pick up fallen fruit in the yard and check for mushrooms after rain. And now, before we move on, just know that if you visit happydogsplace.com/gift, you can download a free guide packed with tips to make your dog's life even happier. It's full of fun ideas, helpful strategies, and all the basics every pup needs to thrive. You'll find the link in the description. Deli meats and ham. They are convenient, yes. Healthy for your dog, not so much. Deli meats and ham combine three serious problems: too much salt, too much fat, and preservatives like nitrites. I know they look like easy options, yet the salt dehydrates and stresses the kidneys, the fat spikes the risk of pancreatitis, and the additives do the gut no favors. Many owners use them to hide medication or as a quick reward. Then soft stools, gas, or weight gain show up. A little deli meat will not harm your dog, but if you use it daily, it is better to find alternatives. You can cook skinless chicken breast or turkey breast without salt. Cut it into small cubes and freeze it in portions. Your dog will still see it as a treasure. Cold cuts cause harm little by little, but the next mistake can turn into an emergency overnight. Corn on the cob. The corn itself isn't the problem, the cob is. Many dogs enjoy gnawing on it and end up swallowing pieces that are just the right size to lodge in the small intestine. The result is worrying, vomiting, lethargy, abdominal pain, and an X-ray you don't want to see. Because the cob does not break down, waiting rarely works, and the solution is usually surgery. How do you avoid this problem at barbecues or parties? Cut the kernels off into a bowl before serving and toss the cobs in a tightly closed trash can. It's a simple habit that saves you worry and money. With that, we have reviewed the 14 foods you should never give your dog. Now I recommend you watch the next video that appears on screen. In it I explain the 50 things that make dogs happy. Tap the image to open the video and see them all.